Well, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening to you, my beautiful pen friends, and welcome to another video with your host, Andrew. So, what we got in for today then? Well, we're going to be doing a flex off between the Santini Libra here on my right and the Leonardo MZ Grande on the left. Now, interestingly, Santini do two flexible nibs. They do the Fine Flexi and the Super Flexi. In this, I've got the Fine Flexi because, well, it's a good everyday writer. And then on this one, this nib is made by Yovo. In the previous video, I said it was made by Bock, but I believe it is actually a Yovo Elastic Nib. So let's see how these pens actually react with each other. Now, join me over in the writing section, and then I'll give you my thoughts and comparisons after the video. Okay, so what I'm going to do to start with, I'm just going to do a writing sample with both of these pens, and then I'm going to do some close-ups so you can see how the nibs actually perform, set it to some music, set it black and white, and we'll have something a little bit artistic, because you know what, why not? So let's get on with this and see how these pens actually work. Okay, just a quick disclaimer, in no way am I a calligrapher. But what I'm going to do, I'm just going to do this at an angle so that it's easier for me to actually write. Having said that, I really enjoy having a go. So let's see how these pens react. So first off, we've got the Santini Libra. With the Fine Flex nib. Okay, as you can see, the actual sort of line variation you get out of this is, it's only really a semi-flex, but it gives enough expression to the line to really give an impact to your writing. Now obviously in the hands of an expert they would really make this pen sing, and it's something which I'm slowly trying to improve. I'm a lot better than I was when I first started, but I've got a long way to go until I'm actually better. So let's get on with the next one, which is going to be the Elastic Nib on my Leonardo MZ Grande, and see how that one performs.
Okay, so just have a look at the variance between these two nibs. The Santini offers a lot finer sort of starting point. I have a friend who said that his write's a bit broader, so I don't know. But I love the variance on mine. It goes from a really nice extra fine to a broad point, which gives me a tremendous amount of joy. The Leonardo, I would say, goes even broader, but it starts broader at the same time, and it really isn't supposed to be a flex nib. Anyway, let's have a look at doing some line variation and some swirls so we can see how those react very quickly, and then we'll move on to the more artistic part of the video.
So first up, we're going to do the Santini, which will be on the left. So that's about as fast as you can go before you start hitting the feed. So it goes from, I'd say, like a extra fine to a broad. Let's take up the Leonardo MZ Grande next and see how that one works. So and there we go, we were hitting the feed there, but we can go just a little bit further. It really does depend on the writing angle of when you're holding this. So yeah, I mean, you can go up to a double broad with that. So I'd say it goes from almost a medium, fine medium, I'd say, to times to broad. Okay, so let's just do some swirls and then I'll zoom in so you can see that a bit closer in a second. Now, one thing which I have noticed, when you flex with this, you do have a tendency to hit that feed quite a lot with this Santini nib. And as I say, it's probably because of my writing position, but you know what? That is a really nice line. The snapback on it isn't perfect, not like on a vintage nib, whereas this one is much better. So let's just do some more on here. Again, I'm just slightly hitting the actual feed a little bit, so I'm probably pressing a little bit too hard, but you can get some real good expression out of this. So as you can see, between the two, there is a difference between the actual lines. They're both advertised as fine nibs. As I say, I did work on this nib a little bit just to sort out some of the baby's bottom which I was getting on, so that could be partly down to me. But they are both beautiful writers, and dependent on obviously your writing style, your preferences, both will be absolutely fantastic. But so let's change lens, let's zoom in, and we'll just do some close-ups of the actual nib in action. Okay, well, thank you for listening or watching so far. So let's just compare these two nibs. Okay, so there are pros and cons to both of these pens. Let's just talk about the cons to start with. Okay, so the Santini doesn't really snap back as much as perhaps I would like. Having said that, it doesn't really hamper the writing experience when doing calligraphy. A little bit more snap back would be fantastic on doing smaller characters. When you're doing large characters, not so much of an issue. But certainly on smaller ones, when you want to be able to get that sort of expression, yeah, a little bit more flex back would be fantastic on that. But you know, can't fault it. Okay, so let's talk about the positives. The ebonite feed in this is absolutely fantastic. I do know they do a super flex nib, and I would like to get that at some stage in a pen and then see how those two pens compare to each other. So that would be fun to see. Anything else? Well, I mean, it's an 18 karat gold nib. It performs absolutely flawlessly. It's made in-house and it's a very affordable pen, to be honest. So, you know, if you are looking at getting a flex nib and you've got the money to spend, I'll put up the price of the pen now so you can see that. And then maybe you can consider this for your next purchase. Okay, pros and cons of the elastic nib from Leonardo, which is a Yovo nib, essentially. I like it. It's a good nib. I would like to get the nib worked on a little bit to get the point a little bit finer. As I said, I had to get rid of the baby's bottom on there, but having got rid of that, it is writing a little bit broader than I would like. Having said that, it was always a little bit broader, even when I got it, but just a hair broader than perhaps I would like. The snapback on this is absolutely fantastic. The feed in general keeps up pretty well, but it's not really designed to be a flex pen. It's really designed to be a pen which you can get a bit of expression out from time to time. So what I may consider doing is getting a nibsmith to make the channel a little bit deeper on the ebonite feed, and then getting the tines sort of made into more of a fine point, getting some of the shoulders brought in a little bit to sort of, well, make it a bit more flexy. That would be fun. But anyway, I hope that has given you some good indication of how both of these pens work in relationship to each other. And then I shall see you in the next video. Till then, bye bye for now.